What's good? RokkStar Podcast, Muzic King. I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
What's up, y'all? It's Xia Gemini, and I'm here with RokkStar ready to do this interview.
Word. I'm super lit, man. We was at a party last night. It was lit. Typical LA
So
litness.
cool.
You know what I'm saying? This
Yes.
the homegirl right here. She really skilled, you know what I'm saying? And just the arts, you feel me? She's like a muse of many talents, you feel me? Not only just in music production and like being a vocalist. I would say you like an MC, a rapper too,
Do it all, man.
model,
Like,
dancer, like just so talented.
I'm doing all, yeah.
So like, where's your inspiration come from? How'd you start doing all this? How'd you get into it? Like, you seem just to have so much confidence when you move, when you on stage, when you performing. You always looking real good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, let me think about it. Like, in the old school days, it was what was her name? They used to be hanging out with Michael Jackson a little bit. She was older than Michael
Diana
Jackson.
Ross.
Diana Ross and Pam Grier, and then like
Tina Turner.
And then the next kind of divas was like Mariah Carey and like Whitney Houston. Rest in peace, Whitney Houston.
Yes.
But Whitney Houston just didn't have the same fashion style, and Mariah Carey didn't have the same like edge that they had. They had like just a crazy edginess.
I see what you mean. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you kind of remind me of some of like, real like old school original vibes, but you super like, in the future at the same time though. You feel me? Like, we 2021, you like on 20, you're like on 3,000 right now or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, I mean, I got my inspiration from my family. I mean, my grandmother, she was a dope ass jazz pianist, and
okay.
so she was doing a lot of performing back in like the 40s. Well, she started playing when she was 13, and she started playing clubs when she was 13. She actually started playing piano when she was 2. So by the time she was 13, she was killing it.
So she already was a decade in.
Yeah, she was in. So she was performing and doing all that. And then her mother, my great grandmother, was a seamstress and a fashion designer. And she also did art really well. So she was a really good, she used to draw really well. So I have a lot of creative influence just from my family members alone. I was always in an environment. My grandmother was always playing the piano and recording herself. And just to say, and just to go on recording herself, she actually had her own record label and nightclub back in the 60s.
Wow.
And this was like
Where at?
South Central.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
when I heard South Central was popping, like back on Broadway or something.
Yeah. She was on Crenshaw.
On Crenshaw.
She was on Crenshaw in the 60s, fucking doing it as a black woman. And, she was just like, she didn't let anything really stop her. She didn't really go at shit with fear. And that's like something that is really inspiring, because I'm like, I have so many I have more opportunities than she does. I have all these platforms. I'm like, oh, I gotta use this. I gotta be on it, because she was just doing it with nothing. None of the shit we have now.
Right.
So,
for the love of the music as her passion, and just it wasn't as many
Yeah.
options just to become superstar.
Yeah.
Right.
It was just like she just did it. She just worked at it, and she was just always on it. So I always saw her. My mom's a singer. My mom dropped her own gospel album and funded her own album.
Hallelujah. Praise
Yes.
God.
Yes. And so she just being in the studio with her kept me inspired.
So she must have been singing, and she was doing some gospel.
Yeah, she was singing. She was doing her own gospel concerts, at her churches and stuff when she was a teenager with my grandmother, So it was just like my mom, my grandmother, and my great grandmother, they all have an album that was recorded on my grandmother's record label, and it's called Songs of Faith.
That's the name of the label.
No, her record label is called Telmar, which my grandmother's last name is Martell.
Okay.
So it's just backwards. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Telmar Records, and yeah, she was out here. She was out here. I saw a couple of pictures of her, her nightclub. She had some burlesque dancers. Ooh, it was fire. It was really, really oh damn. You never really think this is the shit that was really happening. You always kind of see this clean image and not really what was going on. Our parents was out here, our grandparents was out here getting freaky and shit, popping that ass, popping that pussy, as much as we are now. So it's just hey.
Right. They was having kids at 12 and 13 back in the day.
Yeah,
so they was really, it's like you said, she was already in the club playing piano.
Yeah,
so I think people in the old days just mature faster. Look at Tupac. They say and Biggie. they was in their like 20s or something at the height of their fame. They left so young, you feel me?
Exactly.
And it's like, damn, so I just think the older generation before us, I think they just like matured way faster or something. I don't know, you feel me?
And you think about like, my grandmother is from Texas, so she came from the South where, you know, it's not a lot of shit going on down there, so all you have time to do is practice, go to church, you know, go to school, and come home and be with family. And that's mainly what the whole core values is from like being down south. So it's just like, yeah, you rooted in all your stuff. So you come and you bring that here, you flourishing, because it's like, it's land of opportunity, but it's just like you got to work a little bit for it. And this is like, if you have a plan, which my grandmothers, they both came down here with a plan, and that was why they got their plan executed and why they had so many things. Because at the end of it all, like when my mom was born, my grandmother ended up, her club ended up setting off, catching fire, and then something else happened with her record label. I'm not sure, but she ended up having a boutique after that. So it was just like, she still, even with losing things, she still managed to keep her business. And I always saw entrepreneurs in my family. I never saw nobody like working and punching it on the clock. That shit is so unfamiliar to me. Like I hustle, you know, because it's just like, that's what I always saw my family do, and I see that it's possible. So yeah.
So you know, embody entrepreneurship.
Yeah, exactly.
Word.
Exactly.
I think, you know, just more people in general should be entrepreneurs. Just, I think like the American way is entrepreneurship, like capitalism, you know, start a business, whatever. So you feel me? I think that's cool, and I definitely would say that more people of color and black people should, you know, look into entrepreneurship. I'm not saying quit your job or get rid of your source of income, but look into being an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying?
Or, I'm sorry, what was I saying?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, or just look to support more like businesses in your community that's actually trying to really, you know, stay afloat. Because we do need customers. Like everybody can't have a business, but everybody can like see to stop supporting bigger corporations and just support like real people that are actually trying to do it, real products and real quality and things. Because when you get things from a smaller business, it's just so much quality behind it. Like I have friends that have businesses, and I'm like, man, this is the best hat or the best oil or the best like you know, like pair of socks or whatever the fuck you know I got, or even a painting. Like it's just always quality behind when you buy from a actual person. So yeah, I
believe in that grip. I know I went to some fair this weekend, and I was like, I'm just trying to buy something to support all the people here. So I just bought some cake or something. It was so good. You feel me? So just I would say that's definitely something people need to consider. Support, like, you know, the independent entrepreneurs. Support your friends and people, maybe people you see online doing their own stuff, and that just like recycles the dollar into the community instead of just only putting the money into the corporate power.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, man, that is definitely something to really think on. And I mean, so my family, we're always business owners. My mom is a hairstylist. She has her own makeup line, her own hair product. Like, she's really doing it, and she's been working at this for a long time. She had her own makeup line in the 90s, okay? Like, that, I saw my mom hustling this shit. So the only reason why she had to kind of, like, stop for a minute is because she found out that one of the names, damn, this is like the days before Google too. She found out her name was actually the name of another makeup company in Canada. So she got in a little trouble for that. So she kind of like stopped a little bit. But you know, she came back and she has her own business now. Our makeup line is Beat Snap Fierce, and we have this really bomb ass black. Like our lipstick stays on fucking all fucking day. So I mean, we have eyeshadows. Like, I should have brought some stuff. You know what? I'm gonna just send you some links, and maybe you can like share it on your story or something.
All they gotta do is follow you on Instagram.
Yeah, or Beat Snap Fierce. Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, just follow me. Follow us on Beat Snap Fierce. It's beat.snap.fierce, and you'll see a bunch of bomb ass makeup. I'm modeling a lot of the makeup, and we have a bomb ass eyeshadow palette that has like over 60 colors, and yeah, it's
so if they go to like your Instagram or feed or your story, will they be able to like you know, get connected that way?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And my Instagram is Xia Gem Show. It's spelled XIAGEMSHOW. And basically, like, you'll see me have a lot of things. My mom has her business. I have my business. I have an online business. I sell thrifted items as well as really unique, kind of like eye-catching, high-fashion items that you wouldn't really find anywhere else. So, yeah, it's called The Gem Shop. You can find your gem. You can find your one-of-a-kind piece. And, yeah, it's also linked to my Instagram. So if you follow me, you'll be able to see it. I'm always, like, posting stuff.
So I have seen the gym shop and it is popping. So ladies, shop at the gym shop. Hey, maybe gentlemen shop at the gym shop. That's your preference.
I have jewelry. I have all types of stuff. I have my underwear that say witch pussy for all the witch bitches out there, or even if you just got witch pussy period. Like,
what is witch pussy?
Oh, okay. So witch pussy is my EP that I dropped last summer. It was just kind of like, okay, so I had been moving around a lot. I had dealt with some homelessness during COVID, worst time ever, but it just kind of like taught me a lot. It strengthened me, and I had all this musical like tension, I guess, built up, and I was like, bruh, I have to get this out. I had all these songs written. I had been sick. I had a song that was written for maybe like 2 years, and I was like, if I don't get this recorded, I'm gonna just like fucking die. Like I have to get this shit recorded, It's just like when you're really passionate about something, even if you don't have any resources, you will manifest that shit out of nowhere. And I believe in that shit because I manifested that whole EP out of nowhere. I wasn't even planning on doing that shit. I literally was in my homie's bedroom, and like I was like hit a mic, and I use this online DAW. It's really cool because
online DAW. Wow.
It's called Soundtrap. It's really dope. You can record on it. You can make beats. I make beats on there. Fucking fire. But so like I recorded my EP on there, and it had some cool effects, and I had my homie like kind of mix it, like help me mix it, and it was hella experimental. And so it was just a really good musical experience because it was the release, and people like they kind of received it kind of like, what the fuck, And I was like, I know a lot of people were like, oh, that's dope shit, but I know a lot of people were kind of like, are you a Satanist? And because I had dropped this song called Witch Pussy, and it was basically me talking about me being like, being a magnetic woman, just like being able to give the same energy. Like if I gave you pussy, but I didn't even give you pussy yet, you're already like on it, you're already addicted. Like,
so witch pussy was like basically a vibe, an energy, and you delivered the witch pussy, not necessarily through like a fuck, but through like a music fuck,
pretty
like
much
a mind fuck,
pretty
like
much.
through the energy of the vibes of the music.
Exactly. That was a whole vibe of witch pussy. I mean, and it was just like my song Dilation of a Wandering Eye. It's the same thing. It's just like, it's a song basically about being so mesmerized by someone who's like dancing sensually,
Okay.
That's what the song is about. She's dancing kind of like a snake, which is why in my video I'm Medusa.
Man, the video was crazy.
Yeah.
When I saw the video, I was tripped out. Like, wow.
Yeah. So it was cool. I'm Medusa in one part, and then I'm Lilith in another part. So it's just.
Who is Lilith, by the way?
Oh, okay. So, Lilith, her story is just kind of like, I guess, misunderstood in a lot of ways. And I'm just going to give the short answer. Lilith is just a symbol of power for a lot of women. She's like, the biggest story is like how Adam wanted her to be beneath him, and she was like, no, I want to be on top. So this is from
the Bible?
Yeah.
So not Eve, Lilith.
No, Lilith was before Eve. So
what?
Yeah.
So Lilith, tell us the story. Why? You got to go deep on that one.
So Lilith basically was a woman that God created for Adam, the first woman, and she wanted to be equal. She wasn't even dominant so much. She just was like, yo, I would like to like exchange the energy of what we have going on. And Adam was like, no, I'm masculine, you're feminine, or you're submissive to me, because feminine doesn't mean submissive, but like you're submissive to me. So it just was like, okay, I don't really want to do that, And so they made it a big deal, and God also was like, well, you need to be more submissive because I made you for him. I made you to be his co-pilot, his servant,
Okay.
And so Lilith is a representation of what, like, being against that, kind of like being like, I don't necessarily want to be equal, but I definitely want to be in an equitable situation where if I do you just want to, whatever work
equity.
you do.
I like that word.
Yeah, equity, because you don't want to be equal. Like, I don't want to be a man. I want to be a woman. I enjoy being a woman. But I want to, like, equal pay for me is in a prime example. You work equally, you should get paid equally.
Right.
You feel me? So that's the thing about being equitable. It's just like whatever work you put in is whatever energy you should receive back. If I'm telling you, yo, I want to have like like I want to be on the same level with you. We in a relationship or whatever. I want to be on the same level with you. You got to either understand that or kick rocks. And so,
Ooh,
you know,
okay.
so like that's why it was just like Lilith is a representation of power and owning yourself and just being like, I'm here to work for whatever energy that I have toward, like, if I, whatever energy I give you is what I'm trying to receive back, whether it's good or bad. So yeah, like
So did Lilith and Adam fuck? Did they have kids? We're having Lilith.
Lilith ended up getting cast out of Eden because she didn't want to be, and she was like very defiant against God, and so they made her seem like she likes to eat babies. She's a demon woman. She's, you know, she's fucked up.
Was she a witch?
She was. I like a lot
Did
of people.
Satan fuck?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like her,
I don't know.
her and Lucifer, not Satan. Lucifer.
Lucifer was getting all the pussy.
Well, Lucifer,
I heard Lucifer fucked Eve too.
I wouldn't be surprised. You feel
Right.
me?
That's what I
Like
heard.
he was like, you know, he was beautiful, and he definitely had like that slick tongue. So
She had that slick tongue.
he had that slick tongue. He
snake
could
tongue.
sing. He was like, you know, he was beautiful.
Ooh.
So it was just.
Whoa, that's we going deep on this
Oh,
one,
for
like
real,
man.
for
You know what I'm
real.
saying?
And I mean, Lucifer is not Satan, so it's just like,
Right.
it's just like, dude, I've heard, like, I know the story. I kind of know the story of how Lucifer and Lilith like had a relationship, but I
So
really
they did have a relationship.
they had something, you know.
So
but,
Satan, Lucifer was in contact with he was talking to Eve, he was talking to Lilith, he was talking to all the women that.
I don't know about Eve, but
Okay.
Lilith for sure, yeah.
I mean, in the Bible in Genesis it says the serpent or Satan, Lucifer, whatever his name is, it says he beguiled her.
He beguiled her.
Right. So I don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying?
Beguile could mean like, well, it could mean like he lied to her, pretty much.
Right. Like, did he trick her?
Yeah, it's pretty
Is
much
he trying
like
to say
trick
Lucifer
her.
is a trick?
He's a trickster, yeah.
Right. I'm thinking deep into that, like
Yeah.
trick, like you know what I'm saying? Like what
Trick.
what did Lucifer
Trick
do?
or treat.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow.
Straight
that's
up,
deep.
straight up. I don't know, man. That's a mind fuck.
Some people argue that, Lucifer had sex with Eve and Adam had sex with Eve, and then she had children, and her children was twins, and then one son was Adam's son, and one son was Lucifer's son.
See, I haven't even gone that deep.
And
I don't
Cain
even
and
wanna...
Abel, and then the one of the biggest sins or whatever, the first murder was when Cain killed Abel because that was Lucifer's son killing Adam's son. Because you know, like say like if two men have sex with a woman, like one man can have sex with her today and one man can have sex with her tomorrow, later tonight, another day, but somehow both of the sperms simultaneously enter the egg at the same time. Then you could have like twins or not twins, but you could have children, and they could have different fathers because they got fertilized by different. It's possible to have twins and they have two different fathers. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
Very rare, but I think I've seen it on Maury Povich before, and he was like,
I gotta look into that.
"Right, you're not the father of her, but you're the father of her." And they was like, "What, Maury?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's some crazy game right here. We got biblical on here, but so
Yeah.
Lilith. Okay, I heard that name on on the internet or something. I was like, I don't know who that is. And,
Yeah.
okay.
Very interesting story. I just I did my little research. I'm always like down to do more because I know there's always more to know. So
I think that's crazy though. Like when we as artists we're like really entertainers, you feel me? And when we like, oh, I'm gonna be a witch, or I chose to be a vampire, or whatever,
Yeah.
people question like how you say like, yo, are you really a Satanist? Are you really this? Well, am I? I don't know. Go watch the video and you tell me. But
you tell me.
it's entertainment though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's just like my video for Witch Pussy, I had snakes crawling all over me. I enjoyed it. It was a beautiful experience. It was like
the snakes is like they was like having sex with you or something.
they
In the
felt
video.
nice. That was like a little massage for me. It was all crawling
Damn.
over me and shit. I was like, and I wasn't even scared because I thought I was gonna be scared, but the guy they seemed more like puppies. It was
So they were like well trained.
They were really well trained snakes. Like I definitely, man. Oh God, I gotta find that guy's Instagram. I need to shout him out because
What
he
was his
came
name?
through.
What was his snake's name?
Ballpark Snakes. That's what it was
Okay.
called. His Instagram is Ballpark Snakes. He be having snakes for sale. He breeds them. They're fucking beautiful ass snakes. Like definitely check his Instagram out because he came through. And I mean, I found that shit off of Craigslist. Like I had just made a post like, hey, I need some snakes. I'm trying to do a music video. One person hit me up with an iguana, and then this person hit me up with snakes.
You said snakes. He said, I got an iguana though.
Yeah, I was like, I will not say no, but I will, if somebody hit me up in the time being, I will definitely take the snakes.
Right.
So I was gonna use that iguana though. I was like,
you was like, fuck it, I gotta get this
I gotta
video.
get something done,
but
shit.
it all came together like, you really like, when I saw the video, I was really impressed. Like the way the scenes look, the darkness and the lighting, and just, it was all lit. How the snakes was crawling on you, like you did seem like you was Medusa or something. Like it was like on a whole nother level. So I really enjoyed the video. I was like, wow, this is real art. Like, you feel me?
Yeah, the Witch Pussy is just like, Witch Pussy is just a character that I created. It just was like, I did that video in a motel room I was staying in because I was homeless last year. So
damn, and that came out that damn good. You were a real artist.
Yeah, like I had met the girl that shot my video. I met her.
Who shot it? Cause she dope.
Her name is Black Silk, and she's amazing.
We need to work.
Follow her. It's spelled BLBK Silk. And
so this video is so real. Like you was really witch pussy at this time. You was living in the motel, living in the trap. You was putting in all this. I
had my altar set up, shit, in that motel room. You feel me? Like I was really living that life. So it was just.
Tell us about that. So you had an altar set up in the motel room.
I actually have some videos. If you go down on my Instagram, like you see me doing like lives with that shit right next to me. It's crazy. You know. When you are in an experience, you are the only person that can either glow in the experience or just be trapped in the darkness. That's the easiest way I can say it. It's just like, no matter where I go, one thing that being homeless taught me is I set up who I am wherever the fuck I'm at. Like, there are a lot of situations where I'm like, damn, I wish I had my own little stable spot so I could set up and do what I really want to do. But I'm like, hey, I got that little program where I got my laptop. I can set up and record anywhere. I could take some pictures anywhere. I can set up my altar because I know how to do it. I know how to be on the go, you know?
I think that means you're a true artist, a true musician. Like, you're not doing it for the money. You're doing it because you love it, because you're passionate about it. And I love that about you. Like, damn, you really, like, on your stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of people do this for the wrong reason. They just want fame. They just want clout. They just want a nigga. They just want a bitch. They just want the wrong shit. And I see, like, man, you doing it because you love it. And that's amazing. Like, you know, that whole story right there. I think, like, hey, I don't know if you got whatever, Cash App or PayPal or only, I don't know what you got, but y'all should support her artistry just off of, look at the video, find a way to support the artist from even, you know, financially. Like, if you could pay for their shit, send them some money, buy their merchandise, or
I got merchandise.
Right, you can buy the merchandise, or just, even if you ain't got no money, just keep reposting it or whatever, because it's dope. Like,
please.
I remember seeing that altar stuff on your gram a long time ago. I was just like, okay, I just remember you talking about, I remember seeing that or whatever. Like, okay, this is trippy, you feel me? But, you know, we like in the underground subculture, like in LA, I feel like everything that we do in our like culture group, it gets copied and replicated. Yeah. And then like the mega stars, the big people just take the looks that we're doing in fashion, the whatever we're doing on our gram, and then quickly they start replicating it. And, you know, 6 months to a year later, you see the iconic, the most people follow people, the people that are with the big labels all doing it from what we do here in LA, and I see them copying it all over the world, and I'm just like, man, all my friends, everybody I fuck with, all my niggas, all the females, everybody just be doing dope hella shit in the culture that we in. Like, I don't know what to call it, like this LA underground, or is it mainstream? I don't know what it is, what it is, but we are like the dopest thing I've ever heard of, like from the 60s to the 70s to the 80s, since disco, and like what we doing here in LA.
It's just a trailblazer era. Like, we just creating new shit. We doing new things out here. We're creating the new norm. Everybody always like following a norm. And it's just like it takes one person to really like start that wave. So you know, like what's considered weird one day, one person can put it on and it could be the fucking norm, the industry norm, the fucking norm for everybody to, you know.
Right, that part.
It's just,
So what makes you like so comfortable with this being different? Like a lot of times when I see a music artist or a model or whatever, they trying to like stick to a certain script, stick to a certain playbook, stick to a certain formula. With you, I see you just creating stuff that's all out the box, like your own original, all that, and you like do it with so much passion and confidence, like how do you do that? Where's that come from? Because you're like the only person I see doing that, honestly.
Well, I mean, you know, I grew up an only child, and then also like I grew up like I didn't have front teeth, if that makes any sense. Like my teeth got knocked out, so like we didn't have any money to get my teeth fixed. So I went my whole elementary, middle school, and high school experience with like no front teeth, and it was terrible. And so it was just like I heard some of the meanest shit like you could ever hear, and I just was like, I was always put in a place where I was like, oh, she's pretty, but her teeth are fucked up, so we don't want to fuck with her because she's weird. So I was just like, okay, you know, I'm always the weird bitch. I'm always the kind of like deformed one or whatever the fuck. So I was just like, it went beyond owning it. It just was like, okay, one, like I'm just gonna be on my own little bubble with shit because I'm already the weirdo. So
damn,
yeah,
it's hard to be that you was the weirdo. As fine as you is today, and as cool as you is that back in school, you was a weirdo. But
I was definitely the weirdo.
I bet you most of the people you went to school with ain't even popping no more though.
I mean, I don't know. I don't be paying attention to them niggas. I like, you know, we all grown. Like, I don't take no kid shit personal. It's just like, cause everybody ain't saying that no more. Everybody's like, hey, you fine as fuck.
Any niggas from high school we trying to holler that wasn't trying to holler before. Like, hey, what's up though? You know, like.
Yeah, it's like I've had a couple of people approach me. You know, it's just definitely been like, it's like, okay, I have grown from that. You know, my teeth are not perfect, but they're not what they were before, and I've definitely gotten a lot of opportunities just from me being me. So I'm like, I think I would have made it just as much now with or without teeth.
We come from a hard era, like a hard generation. Like it's good technology, but in LA, like it's hard to make it. Like there's a lot of people out here. It's a lot of hate. It's a lot of love. It's a lot of evil. It's a lot of good, and it's a lot of stuff that's going on. It's a lot of poverty. It's not like the type of poverty you might see in Africa or another country, but it's poverty like. Yeah, we could eat. We got some food. We got some food that probably not healthy for us. You got some dollar menu shit or some shit some badass cancer food, the good food, the salads, the fruits and vegetables. That shit is super expensive and not as accessible or something. They magnifying people's minds to not to get that, to get the bad shit. And then we just come from this era of a lot of toxicity. This in LA, but honestly, you see like, wow, you're one of those strong X-Men type people that overcame it and that just. Not letting your circumstances, you know what I'm saying, be the root of you, be the end all, be all, you overcoming everything to be you, to like you define you, not your environment, none of that. Like you gonna create your art, you gonna paint your own picture, you gonna write your own book and just, you know, I think you said the word manifest earlier, like you manifesting your own destiny. So that's really, really powerful. Like I didn't even know all that about you. That's deep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I like, I know I post a lot of selfies. I be posting silly shit on Instagram, but I'm really a deep ass person. Like I've been alone. I've been down. I've been at a very low point. You know, when you see certain things, you be around certain people. You just have a certain view on life. And you know, I've done hella shrooms. I've done like hella psychedelics. I've been in the desert tripping. So I mean, I've just definitely been in a place to view life deeper than a lot of people. And I'm grateful for these experiences, and that's why I be wanting to share it with people. So, yeah, I share it in my music.
Wow, that's deep. It's making me feel something here. Like, damn. So I'm wondering, like, I know a lot of people suffer with depression, or just even with this coming out of COVID-19, like a lot of, you know what I'm saying, poverty, you know, just a lot of stuff happened, and just people just was depressed before this or whatever for whatever reasons. And you said you were at a low point, and I'm looking at you now like, well, now you're not at a low point no more. You at a high point. So how did you bring yourself from the low to the high? Like, how did that happen? Because it's so hard to do something like that. How does one do that?
I just face the reality that I exist as a person and I deserve basic necessities. Simple as that. I'm a person that, like, if I can pull myself towards something that I really want, I'm deserving of that. You know, so it's just about like where you really, because like sometimes you can even feel like you want something, but if you're not ready to really receive it, you're gonna fuck that up. You're gonna fumble your bag, like straight up. So because I've definitely been in situations where I thought I wanted something and then it was like, oh shit. So I mean, man, I like being at a down point. I was like, I definitely don't deserve to be in this situation. You know, I don't deserve to be like struggling. I've never built myself up to be here. You feel me? Like I've done so much, and just like I've seen my family go through so much. I know the mistakes, so why the fuck am I here? Let me get out of this right quick. So yeah,
that's deep or whatever. Like I feel like you came from far, but I feel like you could go even further. I feel like at this point you gotta go further, just because more people need to hear your story. You need to make more music. More people need to feel your message, because your message is very like powerful, and I think it's healing. I feel like the healing energy, just on all levels, like this. Like it's hard to explain, really. People kind of gotta see you perform and hear your music and experience you as a person, and then they'll get more of it. I think music has the power to heal, art has the power to heal, and just create a feeling kind of like why people do drugs, why people get high. Music or art can give you that, and I feel like, you know, the art and the music that you create can get people high, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And like, I definitely think you need to make more. So, you know, as an independent artist, not being signed to a major label quite yet, or whatever, or not choosing to be, like, you know, like you said, you have to make your stuff on some internet DAW. You feel me? Which is, my name is Muzic King. I make music for real. I've never even heard of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and you said experimental, and I hear your music definitely experimental, and that explains experimental. Like that explains how I started. Like, yeah, your stuff is in the future. Now I get it.
Yeah.
Why it's in the future? You made your music on the internet.
Yeah.
Like it used to be to make music. Like you said, your grandma had a piano and had some old, like you had to have all this big equipment. Then it went from like the technology disco era where they had all these machines in the studio to record you when Michael Jackson and all them was doing their stuff, to now it's like, all right, a computer holds all of that. So you got a computer interface and a mic, and you can do your thing if you know what you're doing, if you got the expertise. But you saying, hey, I didn't even have all that shit, nigga. I got on the motherfucking internet and made my music. And then when I hear it, that really explains the sound, like trap influence, but very experimental. And to me, experimental means it's like something new that nobody's doing.
Yeah.
If I had to like say relate you to an artist, even though you're unrelatable, the closest artist I could probably think of, and y'all music, it sounds totally different, but just you kind of remind me of MIA, if you know who that is.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I love her. Hell yeah. What?
Right. This it's very experimental. You know what I'm saying? But topic matters are different, but just that energy is very experimental. Like when you listen to MIA beats or something, it don't really sound like nothing you heard before.
Yeah, but you fucking with it.
Right,
yeah.
right. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
Yeah, like that's amazing. You feel what I'm saying? But also, like, more than just a music artist, I see you like also as like a fashion icon. Like, look at you right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I think being an Instagram model is something really cool now. I wouldn't say you're an Instagram model, but a fashion icon. Like, your pictures is mad hot. So it's like, how did that come about?
I've always loved fashion. I wanted to be a fashion designer. I really put a lot of energy into it. I started off being a stylist, honestly. When I was in high school, my mom used to do makeup for gigs, and so like sometimes I would come and style like fashion shows.
Okay.
And so I just really paid close attention to certain things that stylists do, and I had another experience where I did something for like Power 106 a couple of years ago, where it was like one of their radio hosts. She was modeling for a footwear company, so I did some styling for that, and it was really cool. It's a video up on YouTube. I gotta find that video, but yeah, it's out there. And it's like, yeah, you see me in the back, just like getting her ready and everything. It's really cool. So I paid a lot of attention to fashion. I've read a lot of books on fashion. I was always around my grandparents, who are always like dressed up. My mom always made a big emphasis to be dressed up, because she's a hairstylist, so that's her industry beauty. So she always looked good. So
now I can kind of get it a little bit, kind of maybe where your influence comes from.
Yeah.
You said your grandma was on the piano making stuff. She had her own boutique. She had her own club. And when I look at your styles, like, you look super future.
Yeah.
But like, you kind of, like I said, that Foxy Brown, that Pam Grier, like, you give me some of those type of vibes. So now I kind of get it, and it's like a special niche that works for you. Like when they say black girl magic, like, you really got that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, my goal is to be like the new age Josephine Baker.
Okay.
Like, for real, dead ass, because I'm like, technically it's the 20s, the 2020s.
Damn, it is the 20s.
So
it's the roaring 20s again.
It's the roaring 20s. So we're out here, and I'm just like Josephine Baker. She's a Gemini and she's a dancer, and I get a lot of comparisons as far as like dancing to her. So I'm just like, damn. And she was like the richest black woman of that time. So I'm like, it's a goal, you know, like it's definitely something to be inspired by. And I've always been inspired by her. Like she was one of the first people I did a Black History report on. And so I was a dancer. Like I started dancing when I was 6.
Okay.
So I'm like classically trained like ballet and all types of shit. So, but I just never really was into ballet and doing. I like to do belly dance and stuff. So
belly dancing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, how did that belly dancing come about? Because I seen you do some of that, like a burlesque type of performance, and I was like, man, it's like something in Las Vegas or you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Well, my belly dance came about because I like Shakira, and so I used to just like dance like Shakira and just like practice and shit. And I just once YouTube came around, I really started getting more in depth with my practicing and everything. And I used to teach classes actually. Yes, and people used to love the classes. And I was in a band for 3 years called Earth Arrow, and I was the dancer in the band. I also sang as well, and we were an 8-piece band, and it was really dope. Like you could look up some of our videos and see just how much I was going in on the dancing. Like man, it was crazy. And I was just doing that shit off the fly. I wasn't even like coming up with no moves, choreography. I was just like, okay, so so this is the performance for Friday. All right, I got it. And I would just listen to the song. Some of them dance moves I remember, but for the most part, I would just be like freestyling. And it looked really good. It looked choreographed. So
just natural, just the essence. It was just flowing.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I have natural dancer abilities, and you know, I'm just like, I'm aiming to be that. Yeah.
Damn. So like, well, all of that artistry, like, what's the personal life like? Do you even have a personal life?
I do have a personal life. I mean, my personal life really consists of when I'm not doing creative shit, playing Sims.
Playing Sims?
I fucking love Sims. I love Sims. I love to read. I love to read.
What kind of book do you read?
I like to read more self-help books right now. And I like to read, right now I'm reading a book on how to make latex clothing.
So, that sounds interesting.
Yeah. I actually, man, I went so deep because latex is not produced in the U.S. So I had to I had to buy some shit from like Sweden or something. It was crazy. But I bought this book and I bought some latex, and so I'm practicing now, and that's gonna be because I make clothes, but I feel like right now I haven't been so on it. Like I definitely do know how to sew. I went to school for sewing and fashion design, so I mean it was I didn't finish, but I know a lot about sewing. So
me too. I went to fashion school and dropped out when I learned the basics.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you learn what you learn, and then you're like, all right, I got it. You know, I'll take it and go far with it, because that's really what it is. So I mean, like but latex is fun because you don't sew it, you glue it.
You got the glue latex.
Yeah, you glue latex clothing. You don't.
So it's kind of like the same latex that's in the condom, just more stronger.
Yeah, they have different like thicknesses. So whichever one is like whatever you want, you know.
So latex is like when you go to like a BDSM party or a bondage, that little plasticky looking stuff. Most of the time, that's latex.
Yeah.
That's some hot stuff. It seemed like Janet Jackson was either wearing leather or latex. Madonna, like latex is like some superstar type of material or something.
It's very expensive. It's very like you have to know what you're doing with it, and you have to just take it slow, because it's a lot of different chemicals as well that you have to use with it. It's like a whole process. So, and that's why it's very expensive. But that's why I want to learn how to do it, because I can make a tube top and charge $200, because that tube top is going to take a lot of processing to get it to look like how
maybe
it looks.
2,000. Yeah, you take that much processing.
I mean, shit, maybe so, because I mean, if you look at latex clothing, that's how much it runs you. Yeah.
I think that one thing that people do in our like subgenre or whatever is they like sell themselves too short. Like I see everybody creating, not everybody, but a lot of my peers creating amazing art or music or clothing or whatever, and they're just like, I'm gonna sell it basically just for a little profit at the cost of production. But it's really on some like high fashion house type of level, and it should really be revered, and it should cost way more. And it's like all the time you put into it, you just definitely gotta sell it for more, and people should appreciate it more on the purchaser. Like maybe somebody for $200 just can't. This is $2,000. You You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
Like,
you want it 2,000.
because it's a one of one piece.
Yeah.
So that makes it art. You feel what I'm saying? Even if you're making 2 or 3 of them, that's still one on one that you made by hand.
That's true. I
You know
mean,
what I'm saying?
there's people out here charging like, you know, $1 million for an art piece where they scribbled on it or some shit.
Right.
You know, like,
It's
and I'm not
NFTs,
knocking it, but
right.
I'm just saying, like, you know, okay, yeah. I definitely, if I'm putting more work into it than that, I can charge more.
I think like how clothing is a part of art, or fashion is a part of art, because you think about it, you're not gonna just wear it, you're gonna photograph yourself in it, video, like, you know what I'm saying? So fashion is really deep. Like, fashion impacts the culture. Like, when you look at pictures, we still looking at pictures of Abraham Lincoln and what was the fashion, what was they wearing? So like, fashion is just, you know, like, I'm wearing like a blank ass $20 hoodie, but you know what I'm saying, right now. But some people that's wearing some other type of garments that's more extravagant, like, shit, I think it should cost more money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
You feel me? So, you know, I just feel like that way. I feel like fashion should definitely have a price just to look more original. But just because I'm wearing this $20 hoodie, I don't mean I'm not cool, though. I can still be cool with my $20 hoodie too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
you know,
it's all about how you rock it.
right. Because, you know, we come from the hood where we know how to make, you know what I'm saying?
Anything happen.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess we've always got that power, that belief.
Yeah, facts.
Right. So, like, with the belly dancing and the exotic dancing, so how do I see a lot of people want to get into it, but they don't have the confidence? So what did you do? Did you practice at home? Well, you were already a dancer though, but is it like a different type of confidence that it takes from like being a regular ballet dancer to, you know, like burlesque belly dancer, or is it the same?
No, it's just about the practice. It's just about the what's that word I'm looking for? Discipline. It's like with ballet, one thing that you do learn, it's a good art form to learn when you're learning dance. It's the discipline, it's the stretching, it's the constant practice of certain moves. Like, you know, ballet dancers do certain things that people would see and be like, what the fuck are they doing? But they don't understand that it's like helping their movement or helping their, you know, technique. And so with that, I just apply the same practice and technique to belly dancing. The same gracefulness, the same like stillness, the same, or like isolation, I mean, and just consistently practice with that. Like, I would practice for hours, you know, back in the day, and that really shows, because when I started looking at videos of myself, I was like, oh shit, like, oh, that practice has been paying off. Like, I'll be in the mirror, like, practice makes perfect. That's a good ass thing. That's a real ass thing. Like, people have to stop underestimating practicing all the time. Live for that shit every day. Don't, like, if you look throughout your whole week and you haven't practiced none that whole week, you tripping, you know?
I don't think everybody like you. Like, they not into it like you on a whole nother level. I'm just thinking like, man, they ain't about to do that. But maybe they can apply that to what they do.
Yeah.
Like, say if you a computer nerd, you better be doing your computer nerd shit, my nigga. Yeah. Say if you about to be a doctor, you better be studying your doctor shit. Like, you must love what you do. So maybe they should find something they really passionate about. How you're passionate about it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like,
right.
Whatever it is that you do, like, if you wanna, you know, if you wanna be the best fucking stop sign fucking holder or whatever the fuck, do that shit. Be lit. I don't know. Like, make it work for you. Cause I mean, I saw this meme and it was like, somebody's out there doing what you want to do and they're not even doing it as good as you, but they're doing it more confident than you, and they're not planning on doing it any better than you. So, like, and that shit woke me up, because I was like, damn, I really do be putting a lot of time and energy, and I be seeing people who be, I'm not knocking nobody's hustle or nothing, but obviously I'm not gonna like everybody's music, and sometimes when I'm hearing people's shit, I'm like, wow, they already got funding for this? Like, man, yeah, right. Like, who funded this shit? Like, right. Wow. But I'm like, okay, if they can get a budget, I can get a budget, no problem. What the fuck am I doing? Like, you know, so you gotta look at shit sometimes like, nigga, you're worthy. You're totally worthy of getting that budget. Like, and that's not something I had to realize until I dropped my first EP. Yeah, it may not have been something, but I didn't really put a lot of money towards it. So for somebody who didn't put a bunch of money towards it, I did pretty good. Right. You know, the videos are fucking clear as fuck. They're dope. They're fucking artistic, and they make a point. So it's just like, yeah, you're gonna look at them videos, you're gonna see snakes crawling over me, you're gonna see me with fucking wire braids and a unibrow, and you're gonna be like, oh, okay, so this bitch is definitely like on some trippy shit. Cool, that's my message. That's what I'm trying to convey to you. So I'm gonna continue on with that. Like, I'm about to shoot my next video next week. I got music I'm gonna drop over the summer. So I've been recording and getting stuff ready. I'm ready to do this. It's just been about, one thing about being homeless is sometimes mentally you do have to take mental breaks because that shit is exhausting to move around, to have to worry about shit. And I had to deal with a lot. So it was just like a lot of stuff mentally. But even through that, I was like, I'm about to do this music. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going to cry and I'm going to fucking record this song. Like, you feel me? So that's how I worked it out, and like, now I'm in a place where I can heal and do music. So I'm like, this is beautiful, And I was just, that let me know, like, I was really serious about it because I was in a place where I wasn't even stable enough to do it. And I still found a way. So,
So it's only going to get bigger and better.
Hell yeah. Oh my God. And it's just like, now that I know so much, I started putting that energy. I started meeting more people. People heard me. They was like, oh, you do music. Oh, you sing. Oh, I like this. I like this video. Oh, you model. Oh, you make shit. Like, it just started to open doors, whether it was, what the standard was. It was just like, hey, I'm here. So this is what I do. And people's fucking with it. And I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who bought merch for me. I appreciate everybody who bought my EP off of Bandcamp, and there's more shit coming.
So what fuels that fire inside you to keep going and keep creating it, other than just the absolute passion? But it seems like you got a fire in you that's lit, like a hunger, like, you know what I'm saying, like almost like, how like on some masculine like energy, like a 50 Cent, or like, you know what I'm saying, just had that like, nigga, I'm coming, I got the hustler's ambition. You feel me? Like,
I mean, the best way to say it is like people be telling me like I remind them of somebody from New York. So I mean, like, I go to New York and I'm like, okay, yeah, I fuck with the city because this is like my vibe. It's kind of, I'm not fast paced, but I'm definitely direct. I'm definitely like, if I want to do something, I want you to be here. Don't be late. Please don't do this. Just don't do certain shit. Like, we gotta be on it. So it's just like, and it took me a long time to get there because I mean, I definitely haven't been on my shit. Like, I've definitely been flaky as fuck too. But I'm like,
how you been flaky?
People will see this video and be like, that bitch flaked on me or some shit. I guarantee you. Sometimes it just don't, like, it just don't be there. And I'm like, man.
So after some flaky situation happens,
I learned from it. And I was like, I can't do that shit. If I'm gonna be a serious businesswoman, if I'm gonna be following in my grandmother's footsteps, if I'm gonna be, trying to recreate this whole thing, this whole vision that I have, one thing you cannot be is late to your own shit. Like, you need to be the source, you need to be the core, you gotta be the one that's there making sure everything operates, whether the team is there or not. So, like, that's how I like to function. So, I'm definitely hands-on, but I'm definitely also, like, a team player, but I'm also kind of scared because sometimes, people don't be seeing the vision the way you see it. So, it's just like, I've had ups and downs. I've had situations where I pay for studio time and the shit ain't really came out the way I wanted it to. And, like, it's a grimy ass industry. And that's one reason why I made beats. I started making beats is because I wanted to help other women, because I dealt with men who were either trying to get money over me, or trying to get pussy, or some stupid, or trying to introduce me to their homie, some stupid. And I'm like,
break it down, run it.
Like, it's stupid. It's like, you shouldn't have to feel uncomfortable when you trying to make music, when I'm like paying you, and you're still using your nasty ass energy to make me uncomfortable. Like, I don't like that, and I've definitely dealt with it. And when I hear the stories, I'm just like, sis, get to be for me. And
that part, okay.
It's just it's comfortable for another woman to be in the space and just be like, I'm here to make music with you. I'm not here to fucking grope you or try to do no weird shit. Like, I'm not gonna try to do a beat and then try to fuck you. Like, it's just weird shit that people do, like, in general. So, and I'm not saying that only men do it. Like, women do it too. But it's just like,
I think what people should do when they doing music is like, all right, eliminate your anatomy. You know what I'm saying? Just think of like, it's artists in here. You feel me? Not male.
Your sexual urges, like, for a quick second. Just get some shit done. Get some shit done. And it's just like, I never understood that. I was like, we in an industry where people really be like fueling shit off of sex and how much they can control somebody sexually. And it's like, why do you even have to feel like, once you have involve yourself with somebody sexually, it kind of puts you on a different energy. So it's just like, to want to do that, one, you're running your customers away, which is dumb, and two, you're just like you're building up a reputation to make people not want to fuck with you after a while. Because you keep doing that shit to people, eventually somebody's gonna come fuck you up, somebody's gonna bring your studio down, something's gonna happen because you are consistently putting out this weird negative energy that you're not supposed to be.
A music producer or whatever, but you're not actually producing music.
Yeah.
So you're just a fraud at that point.
Niggas is just like niggas be making music to get pussy sometimes, and it's just.
I think that's what a lot of niggas do. All y'all niggas that's doing this shit for the wrong reason. You doing it just because you want some clout. You doing it just because you want some hoes. I guess that's cool if you, but really, nigga, get out the way, my nigga. Go do some other shit, my nigga.
You won't have a long lasting like career doing that. Like it just doesn't make any sense to run everybody away. I mean, this city is big, but it's small, and people are connected, and people do talk. So it's just like to fuck up your reputation like that. You can't always put your dick in the mix. Like sometimes you gotta really focus on the money.
Hey, that's what I felt as a person that like makes music is like relationships in the music industry. At least for me personal, I'm not interested in that shit at all. Like if you do music, I'm not trying to fuck you. I'm not trying to date you. I'm not trying to do none of that shit with you because. Even if we're not making music together, it's just like some kind of rivalry or like I don't know, like two motherfuckers that making music. I don't know. It could be my personal experience.
It gets weird because it's just like y'all have this thing where you both love it, but you also try to control how the other person goes about it. Like,
and the artist can't be controlled.
Yeah, artists cannot be controlled. You don't want to be in a situation where you dating a musician or somebody and they start putting all this extra input that you didn't ask for.
Right, I don't need your energy.
I didn't ask for that. You know.
Yeah, I'm me. I'm gonna do me, and you do you. So that's why I like as being an artist, I like talking or dating the people that don't make music or that's in a different field or whatever.
Yeah, because they like. Man, dating music, like for me as a burlesque dancer, like dudes be coming into relationships and then trying to like get mad at me for burlesque dancing, and I'm like, well, you met me at a show, what the fuck, like
right.
It doesn't make sense, and it's just like, well, I don't want you to do that anymore. It's like, well, I'm gonna stop fucking doing that shit because you don't want me to do it, like.
So
it's ridiculous.
You'll do a burlesque show, a dude will become a fan or whatever. He'll get your contact information, your Instagram or whatever. He'll start talking, flirting, trying to do whatever, and he'll say, "Hey, I don't even want you to dance no more."
No, it wouldn't be like that. It wouldn't be like that. It would be like establishing a relationship and kind of establishing, comfortability. It wouldn't be like a direct thing. It would be over time,
Right.
Over time, like, okay, I really care about you, and I don't like people looking at you. Like, it's not about that.
I think dudes need to get that out their mind. Like, hey, burlesque dancing, stripping. All that shit is cool. Like it's art. You feel what I'm saying? It's art and entertainment and it's exercise. You feel me?
Yeah.
What's so different from that between playing basketball in the NBA or the WNBA or playing tennis or whatever? You feel what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm not gonna go home with any of these motherfuckers. I'm going home with whoever I'm with. It's just like. It never made sense to me, and I was just like, well, I enjoy what I do.
It's like being a comedian. So if I'm a comedian, I'm gonna fuck everybody, and that's in my audience that
I make laugh,
Right,
like,
yeah.
Nah.
It's like my job is to entertain. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy though, right there. Like I don't know what dude. That's just me. If you stripping, if you dancing, and I fuck with you, like, hey, that's what I like. I like dancers a lot because they don't do music most of the time. They just do dancers. So I'm like, if you doing that, keep doing it or whatever. Why would I tell you to stop? If you happy doing it, it keep you in shape. You exercising.
And you making your money.
Yeah, like why would you stop? You feel me? That's the last thing I want you to do is stop your hustle. I don't want you to have to depend on me. Maybe because I'm not a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? Quite yet. You feel me? But. I don't know, but yeah, that's crazy. I be seeing, hearing a lot about that or whatever. That people in the industry, they want their partner to stop. Even like me, just being a music artist, a lot of girls that be like, "Yo, you in the studio too much," or you worried about your career or whatever. I want you to focus on me, and it's just like, well,
it's not.
I gotta be selfish. Right. Mm-hmm. It's like a duality as an artist. It's hard, Like I really feel for artists as mothers and all that kind of stuff too. Because it's like, being a father and a mother is different. A mother, you gotta really be there for your kid. Not saying a father shouldn't be, but just like shit. As an art, you put a lot of energy into being an artist. It's like how you said you was homeless and you had to string it all together and make a video and it came out amazing. Nobody would even know that. So it's like, and look how confident, like, yeah, y'all, I was homeless before. And I see that's something about great artists. A lot of great artists have went through struggles, but it just make them create better art and experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing though. But so You know what I'm saying? You fine as hell, so I know a lot of dudes sliding your DMs or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? So what's the best way to approach you if a dude like you or something, though, hypothetically? Or a girl. Do you like girls too? What's your sexual preference?
I'm pansexual.
What does that mean?
That means that I'm pretty much like open. Like I don't have a preference in gender.
Okay.
So I mean like.
What if they got a dick and a pussy?
That's fine as long as they personality straight. They ain't fucking with nobody and they doing something that's they're passionate about. I love it.
Okay. What if they got their sexual organs removed and they just have no sexual organs?
I don't know, like what make it, I mean, it's just about if I like the person.
So pansexual, just off of the vibe. It ain't nothing about.
I would say it's off the vibe, but I mean for me it's off the vibe. But
okay.
I identify as pansexual, so
okay.
It's just like definitely. I mean, sliding in my DMs. I'm kind of bitchy. I don't like. I know I'm cute, and so like when people be telling me I'm so pretty, that's like.
So basically, don't even tell them that. Right.
Just compliment my art, do something outside of me being pretty, because I hear that shit all the time. I hear it on the street. I'm over it. I put makeup on, I put these cute ass outfits on. I know I'm cute, okay? And it's, yes, I appreciate everybody who also embraces that with me, but I'm also like, when I get so many people who approach me with the, like, you looking on the outside already, I'm like, I know you want to fuck. Because, like, you're not really paying attention to anything else. Like, you're just paying attention to how cute I am. Like, listen to some beats. People don't be hitting me up like, your beat was da-da-da. Like, people always be, oh, you so pretty, your pictures are da-da-da. But I'm like, I have a whole ass link in my bio that has all my shit. So I'm like, I do like to post selfies of myself. I like to post my looks. Like, that's the vibe of my Instagram. It's like an aesthetic account or whatever. Okay. So it's just like, but my main thing is always like, focus on my art though. Don't focus on how pretty I am. Because I'm like, I'm way more than that shit. And that's what I aim to be. And, I'm also in a place of healing, so it's just like I'm not even really trying to talk to nobody right now on some real shit. Like I'm trying to solidify my foundation, like that's why I kind of been. And it's like I have really toxic issues. Like I would say issues, but I have toxic traits that I know from my last relationship. I'm not trying to put on nobody right now, and that was kind of recent. So I'm like, okay, let me just take it slow. Let me be, that's why I don't really be trying to like string nothing along or make nothing happen with nobody, because I'm like, I know me. And I know that I just need to chill for a second, kind of like heal, recoup, and then open myself up to that. That's why I'm kind of open to certain situations, but I'm like, I'm open to collaborating on certain things as long as you're cool and you're not trying to fuck me on the low. But for the most part, yeah, I just want to be appreciated outside of just like my obvious like looks.
So you want to be appreciated for your talent, your character, your art.
Yeah.
Not just the aesthetic, but bless, you appreciate the aesthetic. Mm-hmm. But then going back, you remember to being a kid, to being a quote unquote weird kid that didn't have this beautiful aesthetic now. So you can see past the physical. Yeah. Like look deeper than that is what you're saying.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, all right. When people be hitting me about something, I'll just be like, I'm not even gonna respond because I know this is gonna go.
So you mentioned Instagram accounts. Like, what type of Instagram accounts are out there? This while we talking. So, what type of Instagram accounts exist? Like you said, aesthetic account. What other type of accounts can you have?
I mean, you have business accounts.
Okay.
You have like personal pages. You have shit that is just. It's like whatever you address your account as. So I mean, people have accounts for their babies, for their dogs, for their, just for their plants, When I say aesthetic account, I mean like I'll take pictures in certain outfits with certain makeup or do certain things along with my beats that are kind of like aesthetically pleasing. So sometimes when you see those really bomb-ass Instagram models, those are aesthetic accounts.
Okay.
So they basically offer you an aesthetic. The Instagram model is an aesthetic. You go type in Instagram model fashion on Google, websites will pop up. They use that as a trigger, like the trigger words, or I don't know if I'm using the right word, but yeah, like you type it in. So it's just like, that's why I said I have an aesthetic account, because it's like I have a lot of outfits that are like influencer based. Oh, that's another account, influencer account, yeah.
So you got aesthetic accounts, business accounts, influencer accounts. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I forgot. It's like
you got meme accounts.
Yeah, you do. You really do.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just like there are certain accounts that are meant to like promote a certain thing. So I mean, it's just like, yeah, that my aesthetic is what I am promoting on my Instagram as well as my music. So yeah.
So are you on any other networks besides Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm on FetLife. That's more.
Ooh, FetLife.
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't know you was on there. I never seen you on there before.
Yeah, that's like more of my like, you know, more racy pictures and just more like I'm trying to do more because I used to do artistic nudes. I used to do fashion. I mean, fetish modeling, and so that's kind of how I found out about FetLife. And so that's kind of like where I do more of that stuff.
So are you
like
into
burlesque.
like BDSM?
Yeah, I used to be a dominatrix for a while.
I get those vibes. The witch, pussy, dominatrix.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I mean, it was cool, you know, but I don't really get patience for all that,
Right.
like for a long time. So, but I mean, it was an experience, and I definitely just root myself more in like burlesque, and I'm doing pole dancing now too, and like taking classes and getting better.
So just for like, you know, a good clip, a definition, like, what is FetLife?
FetLife is basically a social media site where it's more based in like people who appreciate more of like the sexual arts. So
Okay.
like I feel like everybody kind of looks more at sex as an art, whatever their fetish is, whether it's latex, whether it's cock and ball torture, whether it's breast play or whatever, you know, whatever you're into. There are people who come together collectively and like these things, share pictures, you know, share experiences, meet up, and it's more of a comfortable and safe space that's set up for that. So like I feel more comfortable posting these pictures that I have on there than I do on Instagram, because obviously Instagram is gonna take that shit down, and it's also a good place to, like, if you have OnlyFans, it's a good place to promote your OnlyFans.
So do you have OnlyFans?
No, but like I was setting my shit up to do that, and I just never finished it.
Just
Yeah.
being an artist is so much stuff to do
It's
out
so
here.
much stuff to do. I would definitely do OnlyFans. I have a lot of nice photos and everything, and I had actually I'm gonna. I don't even want to say it. I'm not gonna say it, but I have a really dope idea for my OnlyFans. Like when I do it, so I'm into it. I'm into it. I just gotta like stop. Like I've been recording and stuff and writing, so that's where my focus has been for the past few months.
Word.
Yeah.
So just for you, when you come into a social media account, you're looking like, as an artist almost, you're like an artist that posting on social media, so it's gonna come aesthetically. So you can't just, I'm not gonna just hop on so and so today. When I do it, I gotta get my vision across.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's lit.
Yeah. So I mean, I like definitely take the time to I take the time to pay attention and learn more ways to promote myself and to become more clear with my message, because I mean, you know, having nice pictures and everything is dope, having new music and shit is dope, but if you don't know how to promote that, people ain't gonna hear it. So like that's one thing that another thing that I've really been focused on is just having more of a clear like explanation of what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a defining of your art. Okay.
Yeah.
Word. That's lit. You know what I'm saying? So your art just extends further than the music, into the fashion, into the dancing, even now deeper to where we are into the future, to where it goes further than what you could just see in person, further to what you could just hear. It goes all the way to the social media aesthetic, the art.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
So it's just like, you know, I really, really take a lot of time to also pay attention to other artists too, because you gotta show love. So I mean, there's those times where it's a rush of doing my own shit, and then there's this time where it's a rush of giving love too, because it's a balance. You gotta reciprocate. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So one more thing before we go, you gotta give us some fashion tips, because you are like one of the most fashionable people out here. So what can someone do, male or female, just to be fashionable?
Shit, like sell racks are the fucking shit. Sell racks get you the most unique shit, because that's where they're putting all the clothes that don't nobody want. Like, I love thrift stores, but I always came up on sell racks because it would be the stuff that would be really unique and just kind of like
They don't got 20 of them on the shelf right now.
no,
It's only like one left.
Exactly. You get a one of a kind piece for on the low. I really came up on the sew rack, you know, and then also too, just like learning little patterns to sew. I know some people ain't really own that, but if you own that and you are creative and you really like to get your hands on shit, patterns are so motherfucking easy. Like you can take a shirt that you can take your favorite shirt and just follow the patterns. You don't even have to count as many pieces, because I know that's a really more advanced thing with sewing, but you can take like a little tube, like this is so easy to sew. It's like a little strip of fabric and then you just sew it, you know, and make your little seams and shit. But YouTube University got it all, so check it out. yeah.
Word up.
Yeah.
So before we go, give them one last gem or anything you want to say, or the last words before we out of here.
Check out my music. I got my EP Witch Pussy. It's on all streaming platforms. I got 2 videos out, Witch Pussy and Dilation of a Wandering Eye, so check that shit out. I got some Witch Pussy merch. I have some crop tops that say Witch Pussy and some panties that say Witch Pussy, and I'm gonna be getting some more merch too. So, and I also have some other cool items in my boutique. So if that's not your vibe, I got some other shit. Just check it out. Yeah. So the Gem Shop, Xia Gem Show, XIAGEMSHOW, and stay blessed. You know, keep doing what you do and stay passionate, because can't nobody stop you but you.
So I would say this with the clothes, if you really into like, you know, alternative clothing, punk, goth, you definitely probably like her clothes. Or if you just want to, one of those people that want to be fashion forward, you want to get on the fashion, on the trend before it really pop off, then you probably want to really check out her shop, because it's on that level. Like, you're gonna be on what Rihanna want to be on. You're gonna be on what, you know what I'm saying, the next person, you know, want to be on, because she is like the creator, the innovator, the originator, you know, one of those people that we have in the culture here in LA. So definitely shop with her. Like, I really certify it's dope, or she wouldn't even be here, you feel me? So make sure you follow her, check out her music, check out her clothes, her art, and all the extensions that she put out and she's feeding y'all, you feel me? Because as creators, we feed y'all every day, and make sure you reciprocate that energy. RokkStar Podcast, I'm Muzic King, Xia Gemini, we out.
Peace out.